It's been more than 2 weeks since a youth baseball coach from Crystal was shot and killed while driving home from a game on southbound Highway 169 in Plymouth. The investigation continues, and his family continues to look for answers. Today, CCX News has an update on the case. Delane Cleveland spoke with Plymouth's public safety director as police continue to investigate tips and possible leads.
Police admit that the investigation has been challenging, but they're hopeful that some new information will help them to narrow their focus.
It's a really difficult case to solve when you look at it from an investigative standpoint. There's not a lot of evidence. The evidence that we I've spoken about it before, that we do have and that we are looking for is it takes a painstakingly long time and amount of work to sift through all of that evidence. With that said, we are making some headway with the case.
Thursday, Plymouth police released new photos that provide a better view of the shooter's vehicle. Investigators believe that the shooter was driving a silver Chevrolet Suburban LT with model year between 2015 and 2020. However, police admit that there's a lot of Chevrolet Suburbans out there, so this information doesn't quite give them the needle in the haystack that they're looking for. Police also tell CCX News that they've received more than 250 tips from the public since the July 6th incident, and they're hopeful that someone will provide them with the information they need.
Our hope is that this story doesn't get forgotten. That's why we continue to push out updates when we have them. And as time goes on and we have enough time to sift through the mountain of evidence that we do have at this point, it will become more and more difficult at some point without someone's help.
Investigators say that anyone with any information, big or small, is encouraged to call either the Plymouth Police Department or Crime Stoppers. There's still a $1,000 reward out there for anyone who can provide help. In Plymouth, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
In Brooklyn Park, police are investigating a stabbing in which a suspect tried to run over another person with a car. The incident happened at around 7:30 Wednesday night in the 6300 block of Boone Avenue, which is near the Autumn Ridge apartment complex. When police arrived, multiple people were actively fighting. Police say one person was stabbed and the same person was struck with a car. Several people were treated on scene for injuries. We're told the injuries are not life-threatening. The drought is causing a fire danger across the state. According to the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources, there's a high risk of fire danger here in the metro, which means fires can start easily and spread at a fast rate. Reporter Sonia Goen shows us why the next several days could be potentially dangerous.
The Northwest Metro could sure use some rain. Dry lawns and parched plants provide the perfect kindling combination for an unexpected fire.
With the increased temperatures, the lack of water, the environment is becoming prone or perfect setting for grass fires.
Locally, there are no bans on recreational fires, but fire experts are asking people to be extra careful if they do decide to light up fire pits.
We do need to be very diligent about everything we're doing out there, and recognizing that with all of the dry grass, all of the dryness out there and the lack of water, it is increasing the risk. And without a bunch of rain in the forecast, that risk isn't going to get less.
Firefighters don't want to have to fight fires on any day, but especially during extreme heat conditions. Over the next several days, we're expecting 90+ degree temperatures, and they're asking everyone to be careful.
When we put on our gear, that alone brings up that heat value, right? And then now we're working and really physically exerting ourselves. Working and doing our job in these temperatures is straight up dangerous.
Experts say it's a good idea to hold off on the recreational fires during the dry spell. Sonia Goins, CCX News.
With the hot weather and lack of moisture, local arborists are warning people to pay attention to their trees. Wilted leaves and premature fall coloration are a couple of the symptoms that indicate a tree is being impacted during a drought. Experts say that if you notice a tree displaying signs of stress, put down a hose and let it run on a slow trickle for about an hour once a week. Doing so will let the water soak into the ground underneath and get down to the tree's root system.
It's better than just taking your hose out there and blasting 20 gallons and watching it just float away because it can't get into the soil right away. That hard pan, it's just so dry to start. So that slow trickle on the uphill side is the best key.
Insects are another thing people should look out for during a drought. Drivers should have a smoother ride through Robbinsdale and Crystal come Friday. As we went to air, resurfacing work was expected to wrap up Thursday on a nearly 3-mile stretch of County Road 81. The work took place between 36th Avenue in Robbinsdale and the Canadian Pacific Railway Bridge in Crystal. The road remained open during the project with crews directing traffic. In Brooklyn Center, it's now Farm Fresh in the fast lane. The CEAP food shelf is holding its annual Farm Fresh produce program in a drive-through format this summer due to the ongoing pandemic. It's a way for people to get fresh fruits and veggies. CEAP is aiming to serve 200 families every Wednesday through October 27th.
This event is so important to be physically in community because I think a lot of our neighbors have missed that face-to-face connection. And I think one of the biggest things for our community is consistency. We are here every Wednesday. We are providing this produce, and regardless of income, religion, transportation issues, we make it happen for people.
Farm Fresh does require registering in advance, and you can do that on CEAP's website.